Boxing may be known as a noble art, but there is little that is fine or honourable about this game beyond it being the first representation of the sport on the Switch. Why is this one struggling to pick itself up off the canvas? Well, let me tell you in my review of Boxing Champs on the Nintendo Switch. Okay, I get this is an indie title, so you have to temper expectations somewhat when reviewing these sorts of games, but like so many other indies, Boxing Champs, and particularly Raz Games, get it wrong by setting an asking price that isn't representative of the content provided. This game is as bare bones as it gets in terms of modes and gameplay. The tale of the tape is as follows. You get a choice of a 1 or 2 player game where you can choose from a predefined list of created boxers, or dive into a fairly decent character editor where you can make your own creations. There only appears to be 10 slots for custom fighters though, so no recreating real life divisions here. The characters here have a very cartoony look which reminds me a little of Flash games from the early 2000s, but still it suits the arcadey nature quite well. Beyond a custom fight, the only other option is a career mode, and I'm making air quotes as I say that, as your career here involves just working through one fight after another, slightly adding a few points to your stats after each fight. You can easily reach the titles within an hour or two, and then you're pretty much done. In the ring, the boxing itself is very limited. A top-down view isn't the best for combat games, and body shots are out of the picture. I did quite enjoy the control mode of using the right stick to select your punch type, where tapping forward diagonally will work your jab, left and right stick to hook, and backwards diagonal to uppercut. This felt like it had legs, but as you move around the ring it's easy to lose bearings of the stick directions as they stay fixed rather than being relative to your facing direction. The only other move is blocking, which negates most of the damage being dealt, but other than that there are no tactics here apart from wailing away until one of you falls down. Losing stamina and health has no real lasting effect. I'd like to have seen your movements really slow when you had low health or stagger around, but unfortunately not. One of the biggest issues is when you or your opponents are knocked down, if that boxer manages to get up before the 10 count, they have a massive amount of health restored, putting them at a huge advantage. It's almost to the point where you have to judge if it's actually worth knocking your opponent down, especially if the end of the round is near. I'd have liked some basic things added to this game. Facial damage and cuts would have been cool. Maybe a little minigame to get stamina mid-rounds, and given its obvious arcade leanings, some sort of special move or just something, anything more. If you have a mate and want a competitive game for 10 to 15 minutes before diving into something larger, then you may get some enjoyment here, but for near $15 and £12 it's just too much to ask for such a basic game. Whilst not fundamentally broken, it still feels like a wasted chance to plant a flag as the first boxing game on the Switch. With that said, I'm going to be giving Boxing Champs on the Nintendo Switch a disappointing 4 out of 10. Thanks so much for watching this review guys. If you like that, please do subscribe. And if you are one of my loyal subscribers, then please give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment below and see if you want more boxing games on the Switch. I'd love to see sort of Fight Night rebooted and given the treatment on the Switch. Okay, with that said, I will bid you farewell, stay switched on, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers guys, bye!